Hey guys, Robbie K here, giving you an impromptu and a very scratchy voice review. We're going to give it a try because it's a big night tonight with Captain Marvel. I'm going to do my best to give you the short and sweet version of it. Welcome to Robbie K's Reviews. Thank you as always for checking in. We're going to go pretty much like we always do. A trailer review first without any spoilers, followed by a spoiler-free quick review, and then some likes and dislikes that I liked in hopes that again, it will generate some discussion and hopefully bring about just some fun movie talk. So let's get started. Tonight is Captain Marvel, the latest in the, of course, Marvel franchise, which has been played up and broadcast ever since Infinity War about this time last year. Of course, it was in April. It offered a lot of insight into it, lots of casting rumors, and of course, we had to see where it was going to take place. And Captain Marvel is, of course, another origin story, looking at Carol Danvers as she attempts to figure out her origins in a crazy mixed up battle in space with deep seated roots that lead to Nick Fury and a cute cat named Goose. Essentially, we try to figure out a combination of where her source is and how she's going to fit into this Marvel universe and the connection to Infinity War. But that's about all I can tell you, because in doing so, I'll ruin stuff. So let's get to work. The quick review is this. Captain Marvel is a very enjoyable film. It's fun, and surprisingly, it is one of the funnier films to live in the Marvel Universe. Great writing, great kind of dialogue, good chemistry, and of course, a lovable cat really bring about this first Marvel solo female lead group. And it was, again, a wonderful role model in both outfit, dynamics, and just motivational force. I think that they did a fantastic job with much of the casting. Really good job with the visual special effects that Marvel is crazy about doing, and all in a very well-paced thing. It's not my favorite, though, mostly because I feel it's lacking some of the excitement that we've seen in other Marvel films in terms of suspense. The predictability has a little bit to do with that. Not to mention that I think with an origin story this late in the universe, I get why they did it. Kudos to them for bringing a lot of nostalgia with the origin. But it's an origin in a very kind of emotionally charged time that I think needed a little more of that Marvel excitement finish that we got in Waves 1 and 2. But still, quite an enjoyable film. What's the scores for me? In terms of its category, I'm probably putting it in the 7 to 8 range. Movie overall is probably about a 7 for me, just in terms of some of the other stuff I've talked about when comparing it. Nevertheless, that's where the quick and dirty review comes in. As always, if this is where I lose you, have a great night. Thanks for checking it out. Please like, subscribe, and of course help me, expand upon this channel as well as just discussions. In regards to now, if you're going to stick around for kind of the more detailed review, well, here we go. In terms of the likes, I love Brie Larson as an actress, and I think her being cast here had a good vibe to it. Maybe not the most emotionally powerful one that I've seen her do, but I think given that they were keeping this at a PG-13, I think she portrays the hero very well. When she's got quips and sass with Nick Fury, the Captain Marvel dynamic really comes out in full force. But some of the more emotional moments I don't think quite had the same delivery. In regards to the nostalgia, that's part of the fun. If you're a 90s kid like me, you're going to absolutely love the blast from the past of the late 80s, early 90s. That just brings a lot of fun with it. Soundtracks that will have you bobbing in your seat, references to classic ways of watching movies and renting, and even a few technological challenges we faced back in that day are all well crafted into this film. As I mentioned earlier, the comedy is great. Part of that being from just the cast, the delivery, part of it being from those nostalgic references, and of course the writing does a really nice job of amplifying that comedic timing and outlook that they're very good at doing. I myself was a big fan of much of the banter between Fury and Captain Marvel. I really think that was probably my selling point of the movie. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for a good laugh, to hit this one up. Costumes and special effects wise, no surprise here. Marvel knows how to make a big bang boom movie, and again, they succeed in that. The special effects aren't quite as cheesy as some of the other superhero movies we've seen. Not quite as over the top. And I think they do a good job with it. Plus, making all the references in terms of storytelling really kind of helps bring out that special effects feature in truth. The story works well. Again, it's an origin tale, so you're going to get where those components come from. Those who have seen enough of the Marvel movies should pick up on enough references to various other films. So, you can enjoy that component as well. In terms of like the story itself, it's a typical kind of comic book tale that I think has all the baseline foundations and hints at enough of the stuff, but doesn't quite have that same powerful punch that some of the other origin movies have done, like the Captain America, Iron Man, heck, even Black Panther's origin movie had a lot more heart and finesse in this one, but it's still a good movie. I guess in terms of my biggest thing, though, that was the selling point, is ironically the cat and Nick Fury. A fantastic use of Samuel L. Jackson's sarcasm and kind of blunt humor really, really pairs well with a lot of the cast. I think they wrote him very well into it. They didn't force his dialogue as much. And when you put that adorable cat and the features that all of them have together, it's just one heck of a powerful merchandising and animal use in this film. And I think that was just the part that did very well. Integrating it into the story and kind of writing it, and those two just dealt with it and did fantastic. Again, that's kind of where all my likes are. Let's get to kind of the areas of improvement for me, as in my personal interest, or personal opinion. First of all, as I said, the emotional moments are kind of there. Sometimes they really pull at the heartstrings, other times they're super motivational for the intended audience, but I don't think they quite had all that emotional finesse and power that Black Panther had. Or some of the other origin movies. It's there, but it's a little forced, and I don't think the writing quite had it all there to give us the same quality that I've seen in other ones. But hey, that's just my opinion. In terms of kind of wanting to utilize some of the other characters, I kind of think they did it. Again, this sort of falls into that space seems to have some rather lax villains, and I kind of think, I can't tell how much of it is Captain Marvel's superpower ferocity versus the fact that they're still not doing well with their space character development. It's okay, but I think that they could have done better and put a little more time into it, but we kind of just run with it. In regards to kind of the predictability of the tale, I saw most of it from a mile away, and they gave you enough foreshadowing to just give away the milk and give away everything that... Sorry. They just essentially gave away everything. So there weren't too many surprises outside of maybe one thing that I won't reveal because it would be a spoiler. And of course, probably my biggest thing that I would have improved on was the action. Sorry, I'm an action junkie, and when I see kind of these big finale films or see a teaser to it, I'm hoping for a really, really good, emotionally power-packed, suspenseful fight that's exciting, engaging, and emotionally stimulating. And fortunately, this one does have the emotional component with me, the justice sense, but it's a little one-sided and a little unsuspenseful with a little more comedy coming into the mix. So whether or not if that's the kind of fighting style you like, you're going to love it. But for me, I just like a little more finesse and finish to it, like what Captain America Winter Soldier did, the first Avengers. Avengers 2, I would say, does it too, and Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, had its feel. But I just think this one was a little lacking in where I was expecting it to finish. Nevertheless, though, the movie is still a solid addition to the Marvel franchise. It's one of those that's probably in the middle of the pack. And the highlight is, of course, seeing that, momentary bridge that we're going to have for about a month and a half, how it connects to the Avengers, which is the mid-credit scene, and there's a comedy scene at the end of the credits. So no spoilers there, but you'll see it if you decide to go into it, and if you don't want the comedy craze, leave it the mid-credits. Nevertheless, this is certainly a film that I had fun with, enjoyed. Again, not the finesse in the top of the line, but a sure good solid run. My scores again were about the 7 to 8 range in terms of its movie category, probably closer to the 8, while movie overall takes a 7, maybe a 6.5. Nevertheless, have a good one, guys, and as always, thanks for checking it out. Bye.